All right, it is April 17th, 2025. Had to think about it just for a split second there. I don't keep track of time so much. Create your own reality. I don't know. I get this right. I got the echo. I got the echo. I got my microphone on right here. That's the one I wear for happy hour. I don't never know how it sounds. I need to get my water. Just got done working out. Feeling a little, when you get done working out, you're a little shaky. A little shaky right now, so drinking some water out of a plastic bottle. What am I thinking? I did put some salt crystals in it, some Himalayan sea salt. I should put the Celtic sea salt in there. I need to get some of that. I have or maybe Mediterranean. I don't know which one I have. Multiple flavors of salt, all the crystals to activate things. I think that's a good thing. I'll tell you what, since I've been putting salt in my water, I don't feel like I need as much water. I'm retaining it better. So yeah, if you drink a lot of water without the salt, which is what I used to do, it seems like I flush out too many minerals, and I'm always thirsty. So not the case. Put a little salt in your water. A lot going on. I thought I'd come out here and make a video. I saw the other day that 4chan, the message board, I think that's where Bitcoin first, Satoshi Nakamoto, where he first did his, talks about Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure it was 4chan. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me. But it's just indicative of everything else that's out there. 4chan, I think, also is where I can't cross my arms now because it's gonna make a sound. Got the muff on the microphone, baby. Windbreak, muff, whatever you want to call it. There is those message boards. I think that's where Q originally posted to, and then it kind of moved to 8chan and various. Really doesn't matter. Like I said, it's indicative of what's going on. And what is going on, or what has gone on, is that you had all these message boards, where all this information was dropped that everybody was paying attention to, thinking it's anonymous. Oh, this. Well, it turns out that most of the posts that were done on these things ended up being, let me get this phone on mute as I drop everything. See, this is what happens. Oh, okay. No, but these message boards, it turns out most of the posts came from the top four. It came from 4 different countries, the U.S. being the top one. Basically, intelligence services. The Five Eyes. I can't name all the countries. I think it's UK, New Zealand, Australia, America. I should say the United States Corporation, and who's the other one? France, maybe. But most of the posts came from these intelligence services, it looks like. So it makes you wonder the validity of what is actually posted out there. It's all a psyop, basically, is what we're talking about. Living in an illusion, living in the matrix, don't even realize it. See, that's just, when you've got this much money to create, you create the narrative any way you want. You can put it out there. That's why I always say you got to trust yourself. I really believe this. All of the knowledge that you need is in here, inside of you, it's all right here. So when we're looking externally and looking for a savior, when we're looking for, information to be dropped, not that the information's bad, not at all. It's just that it's steering you down a specific path and trying to get you to think a certain way rather than using your intuition, rather than looking inside yourself. That's a problem. I think that's how we break free from this matrix. We have to realize that we're living in an artificial construct. We are living in something that someone else has created. When you look at the TV, television sets, what is it? Programming. Hey, what's the program? What program is on? Programming. We're getting programmed. And see, it's deeper than we all thought. It goes much, much deeper. It's everywhere. It's pervasive. Everything's a psyop. Is really what it comes down to. If you approach life that everything's a psyop, I've said it before, if you approach life that everything that you see on the screens, all the news that you have, it's all just a control mechanism. It's all just programming. And, that's why I allude to MK Ultra, but that's just one facet of the whole thing. You got Project Mockingbird and all these different things that have been exposed, but it goes so much deeper than that. It's so much more pervasive at every level. And, the truth is rolling out that this has all been just a big scam. And, let's take Bitcoin, for instance. If all these posts were on this board, it makes you, oh my gosh, is Bitcoin hijacked? Is Bitcoin, was it planted by some government agency or some deep organization, some think tank to to get us to buy into it and then make us think that that's the way out. That's the way to break our chains of enslavement and get people to buy into that this is decentralized money that we can use and break free from the system, the Federal Reserve and all the banks and all the corruption. Is that what this is all about? In a way, yes, it is. But you got to realize the tools that they put out there can be used by anybody. I choose to use this. It's a little bit different, has not been hijacked in the same way. But you can still use Bitcoin. You can still custody Bitcoin. So they can create a tool. The problem, just like the internet, they can create the internet, but what's the internet do? It allows us, well, right here, you're watching this. It allows us to use the same tools. Now they can throttle it and they can control it and, and gateway things and filter and, I see it. But it still doesn't stop the message from getting out. So we're still using their tools to bring them down. Now it comes to a point, and I think we're there, to where you got to make a decision. You have to make a decision of what are you going to do? What level of participation do you want to engage in with this whole matrix system? And so there are little things that you can do, and you have to determine what that is. You have to understand, look deep inside and resonate with something bigger. That's really what listen. You ever dream? You ever go to sleep, have a dream, and you're in a different place? You are unrestricted by boundaries. Your mind goes anywhere it wants to go, and it manifests anything it wants to manifest. Okay, so if it can do that in the dream, what's to say you can't do that in reality? You got to bring forth that subconscious, and maybe not bring it forth, but make things happen through a conscious effort. Though you have to envision it. You have to be able to look out there and in your mind's eye, so to speak, that thing they're trying to ruin with fluoride, the pineal gland, all of that. There's a reason for everything that they do. There's a reason why they spray things from the sky. There's a reason why they taint the food. There's a reason why they pollute the water. I mean, all of this, a lot of people have awakened to this, early on. But I think right now we are at that threshold where that tidal wave is hitting a lot of people. And everything and it's going to fracture a lot of people. I mean, it really is. It's going to make people think, I don't know what to believe anymore. I have no idea what to believe anymore. That's exactly where they want you. They don't want you to believe in anything. They want you to lose faith in everything. And I'm not saying institutions are good. I'm not saying religion is good or bad. If you lose faith in everything, then you might just lose faith in yourself and feel helpless. You don't want to be helpless. You've got to realize that they've done all this stuff to you for a reason. It's because obviously you're powerful. Obviously you have something locked up that they're trying to control. They're trying to layer over, paper over, and cover up so that you can't engage the universe, so you can't engage and dance with the universe. They don't want you doing that. They don't want you to do that at all. And so what's the best way to defeat this? It's every day, everything you do, every action you take. Every single thing you do, every thought has consequence. And so start thinking the right way. Start thinking the way you want things to be. And that in and of itself will manifest your behavior. It'll attract people like-minded. Listen, I think we've been doing this for ages. But in this particular age, this is one tool that's just been out there that activates some resonance in people, that gets them thinking about money and what is money. Money is energy, and it's what you put your energy into. It's what you have faith into. You can put it in. I always get my props. You can put it in this magic trick. You can do that and think that has value, or you can put it in something else. You can put your energy. It doesn't have to be this. This just happens to be that lighthouse in this existence for me. I see it as that lighthouse that, we're all out there bouncing around on the waves. Like, where are we going? I don't even know. This is crazy. This land is full of crazies. This land is full of misfits. Or, misfits are good. But it's just that, where am I going? And that right there is a beacon that has brought a lot of like-minded people together. And I think it's the frequency of having something just and something sound, something you can use, something you can possess, something that it hits intangibles, I guess is where I'm going with it. And it's created, listen, I rewind 5 years ago, let's say, 6 years ago, traveling around and going to different meetups, the people I've met, never would have met them if it were not for, cryptocurrency, really. But that just happens to be the tool that has brought us together here. It might have been something else in a different age, whatever it is. That happens to be the thing, that gets us collectively all on the same wavelength, or the same frequency, and brings a lot of people together. And that's what's powerful, because if enough people come together with the same frequency, the same mindset, the same manifestations, so to speak, then that's how you change things. We're just inundated with artificiality, nothing real. And we have to really look deep inside for something different, something that has always been there. It's always resonated with you. It's always been a fire burning. As you get older, it kind of gets dampened. Maybe, that was just the dreams of youth. And that's what they teach you. It's like, oh, it's time to grow up. You need to grow up. Well, I'm not growing up. I don't want to grow up. I want that same youthful mindset to where everything is magic and everything is a mystery and anything is possible. That's the kind of mindset we have to have, because anything is possible. Everything is possible. We have freaking stealth bombers, that we know about. Think of the things we don't know about. Just saw in the news the other day, what was it? Some briefing, there's just so much news. Some briefing that said, hey, we have the ability to manipulate time. And this came out of the White House, I think. But it's just, it's all out there. We do have the ability to do that. How many times have you had the experience to where it's like, man, this day is going really slow. Man, this day is going really fast. And it's just, it's kind of how you're gauged in, and, how you are reacting to situations to where, man, time is flying. And then other times it's just, man, this day is just dragging on and on and on. Now think if you can capture that and slow down and, focus on things and really, slow things down. And you've been able to do it. I think we've all done it. We've all seen it happen. And, it's a flippant thing. It's like, oh my gosh, why is that day different than the other day? Oh, I was busy that day and time just flew. I don't believe that there are any, and I talked to somebody today, I talked to Polly today a little bit, texted back and forth. And I think the word that I always use, I always kind of knew it wasn't right, but it's kind of what we all do. I always say there are no coincidences. And that's really not the right word. I think there are coincidences are good. Coincidences are good. When you're thinking this and I'm thinking this and we coincide and channel it, that's a good thing. So there are coincidences and they are good. I should be saying there are no accidents. I don't believe there are any accidents. Anything that happens, it happens for a reason. It happens because it's a period to unlock something, to make you grow, to reignite something that and you have that feeling, that deja vu feeling, whatever it is. When those things happen, it kind of hits you at a different level, kind of that little magic level, that internal level. And we have to embrace that. It's just that, we get that beaten out of our heads and, follow this structure, follow this standardized test, this is what, get this piece of paper. That's going to Wizard of Oz stuff. Just hand out pieces of paper, and then now you've got your degree, and now and it's that simple. The allegory of that whole, story and the movie. It's, I guess what I'm getting at is that we live in a world of magic, and we are the magicians, and we have to tap into that. We have to allow ourselves to believe enough in ourselves and forgive ourselves for, all of what we call mistakes of the past. They're really not mistakes. Herman Melville, the great author of Moby Dick, he's poor a lot. I think he died poor. Most artists do die poor. But he said, failure is the true test of greatness. That man who has never failed can never truly be great. And mistakes, foibles, fumbles, all the slip-ups that we've done that we look at and we can't forgive ourselves for are holding us back. You got to let it go. Be grateful and thankful. Look at the positive of this. Be grateful and thankful you experienced that, and now you don't have to do it again. Now you can move on and say, you know what? I did that. I had that experience. I get it, okay? I get it. I internalize it, and move on. And we have to do that. Quit looking for, an external savior. Quit looking to the message boards. Quit looking for the next post. Quit looking for the next executive order. Quit looking for someone to give you good news. Make the good news. Be the good news. Spread it. Get it out there. Do you. And trust yourself is really what it comes down to. You've got to make decisions on your own, and you have to do it because you have been born for this time. And you know what? You might say, oh man, I wanted to participate in this. This is a little too much. Well, go back up to the cosmic bus stop and wait for the next bus to go to the next lesson or the next mission, or just sit back and enjoy the ride next time. But, people who are here now, and we've got the power and the ability to do something now, we have to do it. Do it. This is your journey. This is your life. Learn from all those mistakes and move forward and do something great. I mean, it doesn't have to be, well, I'm going to do that, great. I'm going to change the world. You change the world every freaking day. Everything that you do, all the experience that you have, all the interactions that you have. My world has been completely changed. Not that I didn't see it coming in a lot of ways, or maybe manifested it, and a lot of things I have manifested. I mean, that would not have been here, but I couldn't have done it myself. And so by resonating that frequency out there, so many people are drawn to it like a moth to a flame. When you put that fire out there, it's just that people will see who you are and they will find you. They will know that is where they need to be. Just like that lighthouse. I mean, that wandering boat is going to see that lighthouse and say, you know what? That looks like a sanctuary. That looks like somewhere I need to be. And then you get there and you realize, holy cow, where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? And then you're like, man, I feel like I've known you forever. And that's what happens. This is the reconnection of energies. And this is how you bring the whole thing down overnight. I mean, if you don't like what you see, do it. What's the song? You don't like what you see here, get the funk out. It's up to you. I choose not to. I choose to engage it. And with every ounce of energy that I have, I'm going to use it. I'm going to engage into the universe. I'm going to engage life and try to make it better and try to find other people that can help make it better. Because I can't do everything on my own. And all of you and friends in the community, I mean, so much more talented at other things than I could ever be. And, that's it. You don't have to be all things to all people. But if you have your tribe, you have your group, and you have, that group of people with like frequencies, they've all got talents. And together, holy cow, think of what can be done and how life can change. And again, it doesn't have to be way up here at the macro level. It's down here in your face. That's how you change things every day. Having a good attitude, saying hi to somebody, smiling at somebody instead of grumbling through, go to freaking Walmart again, Instead, go in there with a good attitude and just like, what, I'm going to make somebody's day better. I'm going to make somebody like Paulie. Paulie does this a lot. That's a great thing. He'll go to if there's a bank full of, the gumball machines and little toy things, he'll take quarters and stick them in there. So when the kid comes by, it's like, oh my gosh, turns it and gets a prize. And that kid, what's that kid do? I'm going to tear up. What's that kid do? That kid looks and says, magic happened. Something magical happened to me. The universe, God, whatever you want to call it, gave me something. And I mean, how does it, what, and those memories from your childhood, it could be something simple like that somebody looks back and says, yeah, I remember that one time, I got that prize that I still have and I keep in my pocket, You don't know how you affect other people. And, sometimes you don't get a thanks, but, you should get a thanks when you do it. That is the thanks. You are gifting to the universe. You are gifting to someone else. You are putting a smile on somebody's face. You are changing their life, whether or not you know it. But if you're, walking through life grumbling with your head down and scowling all the time, that's what you're going to get back. It truly is. So don't be afraid to do the small things, because those small things definitely make a difference. They really do. So embrace the magic, love humanity, in all different ways, by putting a quarter in the machine, whatever it takes. And I'm telling you, you will be rewarded because you will attract what you put out. That's just how it is. And you have to believe that. And once you see it happening, you start to know it. And then you actively engage. And then it continues to happen. And it's a snowball effect. And pretty soon, you're just a roaring inferno, a flame, just putting that energy out there. And then everybody sees it and wants to be a part of it. And, it's just, that's what it is. That lighthouse, that flame, all of it, all of the things. All right, I don't know. I didn't know where I was going to go with this. I see that I don't even want to go negative, some of the news reports, because I don't care. It's not the reality I'm going to live in. It's just not. It's not going to happen. And so enough of us need to think that way. What is our reality? What is our path? And why are we here? And if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, why aren't you doing it? You should be doing it now. It's how things change. It's now, the present. We shape the future. So do it now, and the future will take care of itself. All right, to get real, I have been getting real, but to get back to the physical, which is also spiritual. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the Litecoin Summit. We've got May 29th and 30th, the Litecoin Summit. This will be the fourth one that I've gone to, and again, it's only $84 to get there. It is a steal. I saw that Alan Austin basically said the same thing. He's the director of the Litecoin Foundation, said the same thing. Cake Wallet is sponsoring the after party on Friday night last year. Ridiculous. I mean, just a great party. There's a painting on my wall, that Paulie P bid on and, brought back to the bar here. That was painted live at that event. And at the auction the next day, Paulie won it and brought it home. So there are great memories. There are great people that get to that Litecoin Summit. If you feel it in your gut, that's really, feel those instincts, feel it in your gut, that you need to do something, you better do it. First Litecoin Summit, that's how I felt. I gotta go. I don't know why. I have to go. Best thing, one of the best things I've ever done. Absolutely. One of the best things I've ever done. Connections, just the frequency of people that I met. And if you feel like you need to go. Just go. Without fear. Get on that plane. Quit living in fear. Everything's going to be fine because you're going to manifest the perfect landing. And that's just how it's going to be. So get there. I will be thrilled to meet each and every one of you. Really, I will. So I don't know you, but if you're watching this and you're going to go, please come up to me and say hi. Please. No, I love it. I'll give you a big hug. That's just what I do. So hope to see you there. May 29th and 30th in Las Vegas. Go to litecoin.com. They've got all the information on it, and it's really worth it. There's so many good people going to speak this year. You'll learn a lot. You really will. And it's just a great time. Great people. All right. I hope I didn't bore you all. But I'll tell you what, I truly love each and every one of you. I really do. And I just want to meet you and just give you a big hug. And I want to see you at the summit. And then June 20th, I'm having a meetup in my local stomping ground. Go to clintwestwood.net and you'll get all the details for that. And, I hope you come see that. We're going to do a live stream. The lovely Litecoin Lisa and I will be doing a live stream on a Friday night like we always do. And just come watch and check it out. And I'll tell you what, you'll walk away from that saying, man, I'm glad I went. Everybody that goes, I'm glad I went. It was just such a great experience. And you can't wait to come back. And that's what happens, being around good people. So hope to see you at both of those events. Tomorrow night, happy hour as every Friday on Litecoin Lisa's channel, the lovely Litecoin Lisa. Go check it out. I've got the link below in the description. Go subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you will be notified. We usually go live at 5:30 p.m. Central Time because, it's all about the Central Time because that's where I'm at. So I hope to see you there. Spaces afterwards on X, and you can all hang out and talk. And we'll talk about whatever. It's crazy. Even Sasquatches. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. I really do. Manifest the reality. Trust yourself. I mean, I cannot stress that enough. Trust yourself. Okay? That's how you bring down the vampire casino. You know what? It doesn't matter because you have to give them permission. They can't take your energy unless you volunteer it. So quit volunteering it. Live your life. Follow your path. Hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful Thursday. Love y'all.